solving decimal story problems. A machine uses pieces of tape to seal packages. It cuts the tape into pieces exactly 2.375 inches long. If it uses 4 pieces of tape for a package, how many packages can it sell with a roll of tape 1,900 inches long? So if it uses 4 pieces of tape, the 4 pieces times 2.375 inches. It says if it uses 4 pieces of tape for a package, this is for one package. So if we take the 1,900 inches, how many packages can it seal with a roll of tape 1,900 inches long? So this is going to be divided by the 4 times the 3.75, 4 times 2.375. This is just 9.5 inches. So we're going to divide the 1,900 inches by 9.75 inches. Now when we do that, that would give us how many packages we need, and that is 200 packages. So we multiplied the 2.375 times 4. We took that number, which is 9.5, and then we said 1,900 divided by the 9.5, and that gave you what you wanted. Now, secondly, Alan is putting weed killer on a field to get it ready for planting. The directions on the can say to use 0.75 quarts for each acre of land. How much weed killer will Alan need for 2 fields, one that is 22.5 acres, and then the other is 38.25 acres. So we're going to multiply the amount of quart per acre, which is 0.75. That's going to be times that the first field, and then when we get that, we're going to add that to 0.75 times 38.25. So this is, if I do that on my calculator, 0.75 times 22.5. That's 16.875 quarts. And then we multiply the 0.75 times 38.25, and that gives us 28.6875 quarts. Now, when we add the two, that gives us 45.6 quarts. It is, you get like 45.56, if you will. Just round that to what you want. Now let's look at the next one. Mike has 15.68 pounds of aluminum cans to take to the recycling center. He wants to take at least 50 pounds. How many more pounds does he need to collect? Well, that's subtraction. We just subtract the 50 minus 15.68, and that gives you 34.32 pounds. Next, Sandy is working with a carpenter to frame a house. They are using 8-foot long boards, but each board must be cut to be 94.6 inches long. How much is cut off of each board? The answer is given in inches, so we're going to convert the 8 feet to inches. So this is 8 feet times 12 inches over 1 foot. That's the equivalent relationship. And so when we do that, we get 96 inches. So now we just take 96 inches minus 94.6 inches, and that gives us 1.4 inches. What about this one? A stadium has 2,000 reserved seats and 25,000 general admission seats. If reserved seats are $17.50 and general admission seats are $10.75, how much money would be taken in if tickets for all the seats were sold? So we take the rate times the amount, and then for each one, and we add them up. So we have $17.50. That's for the reserve seating. So that's going to be times the 20,000 people. And so, and then we take the $10.75 times the 25,000. And when you get those two amounts, we're going to add them up. So this is 17.5 times 20,000. And so we get 350,000. Then we take the other amount, 10.75 times 25,000. And that gives us 268,750. We take those two and we add them, and that gives us 618,750. That's that answer right there. Sharita's Club is selling grapefruit to raise money. For every box they sell, they get a $1.35 profit. They have sold 84 boxes already. how many more boxes must they sell to raise $270? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take the $270 and we divide that by $1.35 for the profit, and that will tell us the number of boxes that are needed total. So here the total number of boxes is the $270 divided by that profit of $1.35. Since for each box they get a profit of $1.35, and they must raise for profit $270. So when you do that, that gives us 200 boxes that's needed in all. $200 boxes needed in all, and they have already sold 84 boxes. So we have 200 minus 84 gives us 116 boxes. That's the amount that is remaining to be sold. Let's look at this one here. It says Rachel must store a few pieces of her furniture for 6 months. A storage unit costs $55 for the first month and $47.50 for the remaining months. How much will it cost to store her furniture? So we know that she's paying $55 for the first month. And she has 5 remaining months, so we have 5 months, and that's 5 times its rate, $47.50. That gives $237.50. So we're going to add 55 plus 237.50, and that gives us $292.50. George bought 7.5 cases of pancake mix for his dinner. A case contains 12 and 1/3 pound boxes. How many pounds of pancake mix did George buy in all? And so what we have is he bought 7.5 cases of pancake mix. But each case contains 12 1.3 pounds there of boxes. So there's like one box that has 1.3 pounds of pancake mix, but it's 12 of them, and that equals to one case. He has 7.5 cases. This is just strictly multiplication. So we just multiply 7.5 times 12 times 1.3. And on your calculator, you do that, and you end up with 117 pounds. Okay. Shireen needs 3.5 yards of fabric to make a dress for herself and 2.25 yards of the same fabric to make a matching dress for her daughter. If she buys 6.5 yards of fabric, how much will she have left over? So let's see. she needs 3.5 yards of fabric for her dress, and then she needs 2.25 yards of fabric for her daughter. So that's 3.5 plus 2.25. So this is how much she needs, but she bought 6.5 yards of fabric. How much would she have left over? So she bought more than what she needed. So we have 6.5 minus 5.75, and that just leaves you with 0.75 yards. A box of nutmeg weighs 99.66 grams. If there are 22 teaspoons of nutmeg in a box, how much does 1 teaspoon of nutmeg weigh? So if the box itself weighs 99.66 grams, and if there are 22 teaspoons of nutmeg in the box, so if we divide 99.66 grams here by 22 teaspoons, then that tells us how much nutmeg we're getting for 1 teaspoon. So when you do that division, you end up with 4.53 grams. Okay, thank you.